the BMW M3 GTR stands as the supreme icon in the Need for Speed series, not only as the main cover car of the most beloved game by enthusiasts but also for its remarkable participation in various events and achievements. For a long time, fans wondered about the fate of this vehicle after the events of Need for Speed Carbon, where it suffered damage from Cross's actions. This question was answered in Need for Speed Heat, with the appearance of Mercer, the antagonist, driving the same car. The vehicle's identity was confirmed by the absence of visual changes compared to its version in Most Wanted. Moreover, the car's license plate displayed Need for Speed Most Wanted. In contrast, in the 2015 Need for Speed and Need for Speed Payback games, modifications were noticeable, such as the wheels and other aesthetic aspects. These differences were not seen in Heat, as well as in the Need for Speed Jawed edition, where the car also made an appearance. With the revelation about the whereabouts of the BMW M3 GTR in Heat and its reappearance in Jawed, fans were still curious about one thing: what is the exact origin of the BMW M3 GTR? The forbidden car of the game lets explore 3 questions and try to answer them all: which car model is used by Hero and Muse were in Carbon, why it is forbidden, and its origin. 3 models of this car are known. The BMW M3 E46, introduced in 2006, is a naturally aspirated version of the racing car with several variations. There are also 10 units of the street-legal BMW M3 GTR produced globally, and the track-only BMW M3 GTR. So, which of these models appears in the game? The game only shows the BMW M3 GTR. Thus, we can eliminate the possibility of it being the BMW M3 E46, which was launched a year after the game's events. The street version of the BMW M3 GTR, present in the black edition of the game, has a distinct appearance from what we see in the story mode. Although they share the same engine, YouTube videos show differences in the sounds emitted by the engines. Furthermore, the street version's engine has reduced performance compared to the track version, both in terms of performance and appearance, as it uses the same body kit. We conclude that the model used by Hero is the track-only BMW M3 GTR, equipped with the V8 P60B40 engine. This engine was never sold by BMW for urban use, except in the 10 street units, which, despite having the same engine, have attenuated characteristics and visual differences. Track cars are prohibited on public roads because they do not meet standard safety regulations, such as the absence of a fire extinguisher, catalytic converter, complete internal modifications, and lack of airbags, among others. These vehicles are exclusive to competitions. The BMW M3 GTR used by Hero is the track version. Thus, considering that he was driving a racing car not approved for street use and with an engine not intended for use outside the circuits, it becomes clear why the car was forbidden on public roads. In the Most Wanted game, only the protagonist uses the BMW M3 GTR. During races, opponents may appear with the street version. At the beginning of the game, when the player is intercepted by Cross, it is mentioned that the car is not legalized for street use. With this information, we have answered the first 2 questions about the car. Now, it remains to answer the third and main doubt of the fans: where did this car come from? Mystery of the car in Need for Speed. The disappointment is great when we realize that, at no point in Most Wanted, do we receive explanations or clues about how the protagonist acquired the car at the beginning of the career mode. He arrives in the city already driving the BMW M3 GTR, and in Carbon, during the flashbacks, it is only shown leaving Montserrat with Darius's car. In Need for Speed Carbon, right at the beginning, some flashbacks precede the events of Most Wanted. As I explained in the video about the protagonists of the Black Box era, when Hero left the city, Mick was 18 years old, and at 24, he returned. All games in the franchise take place in the year of their release, so the initial flashbacks of Carbon are from 2001, despite the car used by Wolf in the flashbacks being a DB9, launched later. This represents a script flaw, as Carbon was the most rushed game with the most excluded content in the saga. Moreover, the cars used by Kenji and Angie in the flashbacks are the same ones used during the story mode, as well as Wolf's, reinforcing that the events took place in 2001. There are two theories about Hero's acquisition of the BMW M3 GTR. The first suggests that, at some point between 2001 and 2005, the protagonist invaded a racetrack and took the car. He replaced the common vinyl with the blue one seen in the game. Evidence of this theory is the presence of a removed vinyl in the game files, identical to this pattern used in real championship cars. Perhaps, in an initial draft of the script, there was a scene showing the protagonist taking the car with this specific vinyl before switching it to blue. The second theory says that, in the same period, the protagonist found an illegal car shop. There, he spotted the BMW M3 GTR. Knowing the rarity of the car, limited to racetracks, he decided to buy it. The existence of the car in the shop would be explained by the establishment's focus on acquiring super-fast vehicles, prohibited or not homologated, similar to what is shown in the movie Gone in 60 Seconds. This situation is reminiscent of that beginning of Too Fast, Too Furious, explaining how Brian acquired the Nissan Skyline R34 GTR, illegal in the United States. Fans speculated for years about what happened to this iconic vehicle, with theories ranging from complete destruction to secret restoration projects. The anticipation and curiosity reached a fever pitch until the release of Need for Speed Heat, where the antagonist Mercer was seen behind the wheel of the very same BMW M3 GTR. The car's unmistakable appearance, devoid of any visual changes from its most wanted iteration, confirmed its identity and sent shockwaves through the gaming community. The attention to detail in preserving the car's essence was evident, right down to the license plate bearing the inscription Need for Speed Most Wanted. This Easter egg served as a nod to the car's origins and the game that propelled it to stardom. Interestingly, in other Need for Speed titles like the 2015 reboot and Payback, the M3 GTR underwent various modifications, such as altered wheels and aesthetic enhancements. However, in Heat and the Need for Speed Jawed edition, the car remained true to its original form, further solidifying its status as a timeless classic. Possibly, the shop where the purchase took place was illegal and located in a poorly inspected region. Thus, nothing would prevent a specialized group from acquiring the BMW M3 GTR from a racetrack to sell it. However, these are just assumptions based on the available information and the influence of the second movie of the time. If someday Adrian Verton clarifies the origin of the most iconic car in the Need for Speed saga, the mystery will be solved. So, what did you think? What's your theory about the origin of the BMW M3 GTR? Comment below. I want to know.